Well, let me extend a very special welcome, first of all, to all the distinguished members of the head table who have traveled to Antigua and Barbuda to be with us as we look at the challenges, examine the strengths, and seek to overcome our weaknesses with regard to a very difficult issue facing small open economies at this time, namely the question of growth. It's an honor, in particular, for me to welcome our distinguished development partners and all of you here to this launch of the Antigua and Barbuda chapter of the Caribbean Growth Forum. Now, I have to say that this is the second time in less than 2 weeks that we can proudly boast of two firsts. On Wednesday of last week, we celebrated Antigua and Barbuda as being the first Caribbean country to launch the 4G LTE connectivity at the impressive ICT Fest. Today, we're launching the Antigua and Barbuda chapter of the Caribbean Growth Forum, which is the first in the English-speaking Caribbean. So now, we're all eager, of course, to look at the potential that currently exists and the sheer enormity of what I would describe as the game-changing prospects at this session. Now, we here are extremely grateful to the Inter-American Development Bank, to the World Bank, to the Caribbean Development Bank, to the Canadian International Development Agency, Compete Caribbean, UK-Aid, CARICOM, and the University of the West Indies, our development partners who all stepped up to assist as we contemplate the way forward. The Caribbean Growth Forum uses an approach and structure that is not new to us, but certainly we are being presented with this opportunity on a larger scale. By engaging all the critical players, including the public sector, the private sector, academia, youth, civil society, and the Caribbean diaspora, it makes our diagnosis contextual with the aim of identifying practical and implementable interventions to induce growth and to create jobs. Now, the forum is timely for two principal reasons. The first is that it comes against the backdrop of severe challenges to sustainable growth that the Caribbean region is currently experiencing. Many of these challenges are structural in nature and existed prior to the global recession. Undoubtedly, however, the global recession has been particularly unsympathetic and unyielding for small, vulnerable economies here in the Caribbean. But even before the recession, the region as a whole was recording below average growth for several decades. And excluding the Dominican Republic, the average growth rate in the region has stayed below 3%. Indeed, for us here in Antigua and Barbuda, after 3 consecutive years of economic contraction, we are expected to record growth in 2012. However, few will disagree with the proposition that the currently existing growth models do not all take into account the realities of the Caribbean. And so this forum really gives us a very real opportunity to reflect on crafting new economic models and a new paradigm. One that fully takes into account our peculiar and our distinct realities, our challenges, our weaknesses, and our strengths. Our data system remains weak and our avenues for revenue are narrowing. But we find strength in our regional approach to tackling our challenges and for keeping our threats at bay. From my perspective, as Minister with responsibility for finance and the economy, I can tell you that the region, Antigua and Barbuda included, we've considered these challenges extensively and exhaustively. Some may even cynically say that in the Caribbean we suffer from the paralysis of analysis, and this is one obstacle that we certainly hope to surmount and to come up with practical and implementable solutions. So this opportunity, bringing together a wide cross-section of local minds to focus exclusively on our respective realities and the interventions that can spur growth and create jobs, that emboldens my optimism. The second consideration leading me to describe this forum as timely is that it complements our homegrown solution to confront the economic and social challenges, our National Economic and Social Transformation Plan, which we all know is built on 4 pillars: fiscal consolidation, economic growth, social protection, and financial protection. Now, the results of this forum will therefore provide the input for the next revision and update of our NEST plan. The key feature of the forum, I've noted, will be the thematic working groups, and this is to be welcomed particularly. These groups will be initiated today, and the members will get to know each other and realize that for the next 6 to 8 months, we will all be engaged in problem solving for the benefit of this country. I'm very heartened and buoyed that these deliberations and anticipated solutions will not only serve to enhance the impact of the NEST plan, the National Economic and Social Transformation Plan, but promises to transform our economy into one that is better poised to achieve sustainable growth. Let us recognize and believe that right here we have all the necessary tools, the know-how, the experience, the energy, and most of all, the opportunity to contribute to creating an enabling environment that will better meet our individual and regional imperatives. We can also count on lessons learned from our attempts to address ways to stimulate growth and to create jobs. Those of you who have been invited to form the thematic working groups are well positioned to identify the challenges, to ponder the solutions, and eventually to make invaluable contributions to chart the way forward. You will deliberate on issues pertaining to the investment climate, the skills and productivity and logistics and connectivity issues so important in making Antigua and Barbuda more globally competitive. You'll be charged with identifying and tackling the structural obstacles that currently exist in each of these areas as you have been experiencing them firsthand. You'll be required to recommend practical solutions that will achieve our goals of job creation and economic growth. For instance, I expect that you will consider such questions as, how can we ensure that the skill sets that our businesses require are available? How do we harness the depth of talent and creativity of our youth? What can be done to ensure that small and medium-sized enterprises in particular are less challenged and can become more productive? How do we create the enabling environment that fosters successful entrepreneurship and to initiate and to harness and to develop a more vibrant culture of entrepreneurship? These are just some of the issues that will be mulled in this room during the course of today. I trust that all of you are equally charged, not just for today's session, but to go the distance with the opportunities the Caribbean Growth Forum provides for our national chapter. I would like to express my gratitude to all of you for taking the time to be present for this important dialogue. I go further by thanking you in advance for the fruit that we expect to come from this session, and to say to you, let us commit ourselves unrelenting and unrelenting manner to solve the problems that we face. We must acknowledge also that let us not see today just as an event. let us see it as part of a process, this process of problem solving, which is by no means an easy process. Special thanks to the officers of the World Bank who are here with us today, offering support and guidance. And I invite you to give them a very big round of applause for the tangible support that they give. And so I trust that today it will yield an inspired and an inspiring session. We're all in this together. Let us work together for the good of this country. I will be here for the day because I want very much to be part of this process, and I'm looking forward eagerly to joining you so that together we can chart the way forward. Thank you very much.